Let us start our discussion for today's solid mechanics. Yesterday, we have started that stress concentration factor once again. And what we have described here, first of all, a plate which is having a small central hole of certain known diameter itself. Plate is subjected to axial stress like sigma, which is shown here, which plate is thickness is appreciable. It is not a thin plate, and width is known to us. Next, what we have done, as this central hole, which actually exists, is extremely small, it is not subjected to any change of stress across the cross section of any across the cross section passing through this hole itself. That's why we have imagined a we have imagined we have imagined a circular another circular hole here, which is shown here, which is of appreciable diameter. Next, what we have done, we have gone through, we have made few radius starting from the center and reaching up to circumference, and made a tangent to the line of intersection of this radius itself. And we find out what is the stress induced in this particular tangent, which is being defined by its orientation of this radius from the mm line itself, which is perfectly horizontal. And this stress which was induced in any of this plane, in any of this line throughout this circumference, is given by sigma sine phi, where sine phi is known as this angle of this particular radius with the axis itself. And if we place this tangent as PQ here, PQ like this by this angle itself, and find out the stress induced over this angular face, which is equal to sigma sine phi, where the initial stress was sigma itself. Now, what we have done, we have to find out the stress distribution itself. Its stress distribution is a function of phi, because it depends on the orientation of this line itself. Now, the problem is we are now reduce this problem with this circular thick circular ring. It is a thick circular ring. This is thick circular ring of certain known diameter, which is given as radius, outer radius is given as B, and inner radius is given as C. And the forces acting over different tangent over the surface is given to us. Now, we have gone through a quadrant of this thick circular ring itself, which is like this. This quadrant is existing subjected to normal stress N0 and a moment M0, as well as these external moments, etc., external stresses itself. And we have find out the value of this moment N0 is given by this equation, which is equal to sigma BT. And next, we have to use the strain energy method to find out strain energy method to find out the effect of different moments, and to find out different moment itself, especially this moment M0 itself. This moment due to N0, this vertical force is also made like this, even like this, and thus the total moment will be calculated as the moment due to this M0, as well as moment due to the N0 itself, as well as moment performed due to this external stress itself, which is sigma BT. Now, it is simplified and reduced to M is equal to M0 plus half sigma BTC sine square theta, where M0 is the moment of the cross section itself, and M is the total moment exists, and other sigma B, T, and C, which is unknown to us. Sigma is the external stress acting over it. B is the width of the width of this ring, I mean outer radius of the ring. T is the thickness of the ring, and C is the inner radius of the ring. And theta is the angle on which is described over angle which describes any surface whose moment we want to calculate like this, which is equal to F. Now the vertical force N on the face theta, which is not equal to phi but equal to theta, we are calculated like this by integration and simplification, which is equal to N dash B. Now we have to find out the total forces. We have to find out the total energy stored. Total strain energy V for the quadrant, which is given by this equation, which is one for the this one is for the shear stress, shear force. This was for the normal force. This was for the bending moment. This was for the bending moment and shear normal bending moment and normal force, which when is effect of one normal force is taken into account. Now we take a stress differential equation du by dm0 of this particular equation, and thus so equating to du by dm0 equal to 0. Delta u by delta m is equal, and we observe that delta m and delta m0 is equal to 0 itself. So this equation, we substitute the value of m and n, and this equation to m0 through m0 will take the particular form sigma bt minus sigma bt by 2 divided by plus into sigma c by 2 plus e. Now the normal stress at the point n of the sigma is sigma 1 due to the moment m0 and sigma 2 due to the longitudinal moment force m0 itself. So we are having two stresses, one sigma 1 due to moment m0 and another is sigma 2 due to the longitudinal force exists over the section itself, that is n0 itself. And m0 is opposite to figure, so c1 sigma 1 will given by this formula m0 divided by ae y divided by r0 by y minus y, where m is the bending moment acting over the section itself, cross-section area, a is the cross-section area, e is the difference between a distance from the central axis to the neutral axis, and y is our distance of our constant fiber from the neutral axis itself, and r is the radius of curvature of the neutral axis itself. Next, we can find out that we have already find out this problem of m0, sigma bt and c by 2, etc. And cross-sectional area across any section is b minus c into t, where b is the external radius of that particular circle and c is the inner radius of the particular circle and t is the thickness itself. Y, the distance of the fiber constant whose stress is we want to know, which from the neutral axis itself. And r0 is the position radius vector of the neutral axis, which is equal to rho 0, the radius vector of the central axis, and minus the difference between them, that is equal to r0 rho, that is b minus c by 2 minus c plus c minus c, which is b plus c by 2 minus c itself. And after simplification, we got sigma 1 as in this particular form, and sigma 2, it is wrongly written. There should be a sigma here in terms of external sigma and in terms of ratio of B and C, and eccentricity in terms of ratio B and C itself. Now E and C is given by this particular formula. After simplification, we are getting. Now we are having one example. We are having an example itself. Oh, thank you, no present. Let us have this ratio B minus C equal to, let us have this ratio B by C is equal to phi itself. Then what you'll find, E divided by C is equal to, putting the value of this E by C, this E by C becomes 0.5147, sigma 1 becomes 1.83 multiplied by sigma 2, 1.23 multiplied by sigma, and sigma maximum the summation of 2 is equal to 3.08 in multiplied by the sigma, where small sigma is the external stress acting over this plate itself, and sigma 1, this sigma 1, we have the stress induced due to the bending moment m0, and sigma 2 is the stress induced due to the normal force n0 what the constant section defined by the angle theta itself. Now, in terms of different different values of P by C, ratio of the outer radius to the inner radius of the circle itself, that's the 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What we find, sigma 1 is actually wrongly written. It is sigma 2, and this is sigma 1. And if we keep this, place this value, all the value here, all the value one by one, and we find out the value of sigma 2 and sigma 1 and add them together, we'll find the maximum stress alike in for different ratio, this given by this function itself. Now, comparing the value of the table with the exact solution, there is a term defined as exact solution itself, which is what we are doing so far. It is not exact solution, but an approximate solution by using an approximate circle and finding out using an approximate circle surrounding the inner circle and finding out the stress distribution inside the circle itself. But this is not absolutely accurate. It may not serve our purpose itself. So what we find, comparing this with the sigma max, what we find that sigma max is always 3 times more than sigma itself. Is 3 into 85 sigma, it is there in the external forces applied sigma, the sigma was always 3 times more than sigma itself. 3 points more than the sigma itself. Then what you say, that sigma max, we can safely say sigma max will be 3 into sigma. The maximum sigma stress induced in this type of plate is 3 times that of the external stress induced over it for a very small hole when the hole is very small. Now, that B and C between 5 and 8, the results of the approximate calculation agrees close to the exact solution, means more or less for 5 and 6, it is more or less equal to 3.08 and 3.03, etc. Or where 3.47 and 3.09. But for the others, but when B minus C is less than 5, or the external radius is less than 5 times the inner radius, this hole may not be considered as small. External radius B may be less than 5 times that of C, as internal radius C. This approximate calculation agrees closely with the exact solution. But when B minus C is the hole, cannot be considered as very small itself. Now, consequently, the distributional stress on the outer periphery of the bigger hole, bigger circle, is no longer what is assumed. The stress can be different. It is also seen from the data when B plus C, this ratio is more than 8. It is increasing. The approximate values deviate substantially from the exact value. We are saying 3 into sigma, it is getting 3.3 into sigma, and it is seen to be grow on increasing like this. So this equation, sigma max, sigma, 3 sigma may not be valid from higher values of this ratio itself. When B by C is less than 8, B divided by C or B divided by 8 is equal to C. So C is become B is equal to 8 times that of C or less than 8 times that of C. So the reasoning for this is that so approximate deviation that substantially differs from the exact value itself, though the hole is extremely small. The reason for this deviation is the stress calculated for the card beam according to the element is not accurate enough. Our process was not accurate enough itself. That's why it is not working properly. From the exact theory, itself, when the stress sigma F is at a distance r from the center, center across this section mm, what we find? The sigma r, which is at a distance r from the center across this section mm. What is shown here like this? Mm is the section here and here. This is a circle, mm is the section, and we considered a distance radius equal distance r, not radius but distance from the center itself. Different distance can be calculated and imagined over it, and which ranks this exact equation. Then we got across the section, then the stress at any distance r from the center across this section mm. This section mm is, this r is situated on the line mm itself, but its value will vary from 0 to the maximum 0 to b itself. Now sigma r, the stress on this point are defined by the radius r as well as the section mm, which is exactly horizontal section. The sigma r is given by this equation. Sigma r is equal to half into sigma, half multiplied by sigma, multiplied by 2 into 2 plus c square divided by r square, plus c to the power 4 divided by r to the power 4, where c is the inner radius of the hole, and r is any point of r is the distance of a point over this circle mm over from the center itself. Now, when r is the uniform tensile stress across the plane, when r is the uniform tensile stress across the ends of the plate itself. Uniform tensile stress across up to the end of the plate. Now, when r is equal to c, means at the point n of the cloth, at the innermost outermost point of the hole, this tensile stress will become equal to 3 into sigma itself. Means, as stated earlier, when r increases, the stress falls down rapidly, and at point r is equal to 2c, we can calculate it is equal to 1.22 sigma, which means our stress is concentrated at the point C, which is at the outermost point of the inner circle, and there stress is maximum 3 into sigma. And if we go away from the point C across the radius mm, then we'll find that stress is reduced continuously, and at when r is equal to 2 into c, means twice that of the radius of the central hole, then sigma r is considerably reduced, only almost 1.22 sigma, almost equal to the external force sigma. So maximum stress is concentrated at the point C, at the out radius of the inner hole itself. That exact rule says that the point S, that is when we find in which is defined phi is equal to pi by 2, means the stress is compressive and equal to sigma itself. Which means at any point, I'm showing you again, if we say that this phi is equal to phi by 2 or 90 degree, or this point itself, then stress will be equal to at the point stress will be equal to sigma itself, means equal to the externally applied stress, no increase. And plate is subject to the uniform tensile stress at the boundary. The point N in the hole experiences a tensile stress of magnitude 3 sigma, and point S at the hole experiences a compressive point S at the hole in the experiences a compressive stress equal to sigma, which we have seen the stress is compressive and equal to sigma itself. This stress, as per this exact theory, it says that stress is maximum at the point C and tensile in nature at the point C, and tensile in nature equal to 3 into sigma, and at the point S, it is the whole experience a compressive stress equal to the magnitude sigma itself. Where is the stress? I'm showing you again. This is the stress. This is N, means at the point of intersection of the section with the inner hole, and this is the stress S which is the outermost point when the angle phi is vertical. Here the stress is tensile in nature for this type of stress, and it is equal to sigma into n, 3 into sigma, and this is stress. Here the stress is compressive in length, and which is compressive in nature, which is equal to given by the angle by the stress sigma itself, as per the exact theory. Now, the exact theory also tells us instead of the stress sigma at the boundary being tensile, it can be compressive. So, in the figure below, if the stress at the boundary can be, from tensile, it can be compressive itself. So, stress can be tensile, can be compressive in nature. And the sign of the stress across stress around the hole becomes reversed. That is, point N will experience a stress equal to minus sigma 3. Here, minus sigma 3 means compressive in nature. Here, the stress is maximum still there, but it's compressive in nature and equal to minus C itself. Now, what happens when so it will experience a stress of magnitude minus 3 sigma, and the point S will experience a tensile stress of magnitude sigma S. So here N is a compressive stress, minus 3 sigma means a compressive, and here S is S but tensile in nature, when this is the compressive stress itself. Actually, I am written wrong. Now, here N is compressive. So if you have the compressive N, external load is compressive in nature, the maximum stress will induce at the point S itself. The N will experience a stress of magnitude minus 3 sigma. Minus 3 sigma means compressive in nature, is M is here, and S will produce a tensile stress equal to sigma into magnitude, but it is tensile in nature. This important of this material is like brittle materials. If they are strong in compression but weak in tension. Here, when a glass plate is subjected to a compressive stress due to the excessive tensile stress may develop at the point S itself. Because tensile stress is going up, so it can break from here, not from here, because it can subtract maximum amount of compressive stress instead of tensile stress itself. Now, if the stress is combined in nature, if the stresses, combined stresses at point Nn are such that minus sigma x plus 3 sigma y, similar to the at point Nn will be minus sigma x plus 3 sigma y. Similarly, point SS, combined stress will be 3 sigma x plus sigma is minus sigma. Both these combined stresses are tensile in nature. And thin tube with it will be like this, you see. Here we have the combined stresses which is tensile in nature in sigma y, and this is combined stresses along x-axis, which is tensile in nature, which is equal to sigma x. So due to the effect of sigma y, the maximum stress will induce here as minus 3 sigma plus, and due to the effect of sigma x in nature, it will be compressive in nature. This is tensile in nature, so it is plus 3 sigma y. And due to this effect, this is tensile, it will create compressive stress in nature is minus sigma x. And here, due to this effect of the sigma x, this is the maximum stress will induce the 3 into sigma, and due to the effects of sigma x minus only sigma y will be induced here. Here there is another a thin tube with a hole subject to the torsion here. What we have, if the hole is small, we have a thin tube like this, which is subjected to a torque like this here. And due to the action of the torque, this tube holds a small hole here like this. And due to the action of the torque, this type of stress is created along the small hole. And this hole, this sigma y is compressive in nature, and sigma x will be tensile in nature. And those they are supposed to be equal in magnitude due to sigma x. The stress at end, which is at this point, and stress at s at this point are respectively minus sigma x and plus 3 sigma x. This minus, this is compressive in nature. We will create, and here it will be a tensile sigma stress, which is plus 3 sigma x. And at the time of n, due to the effects of sigma y here, the stress induced here will be minus sigma y, and stress induced here will be plus sigma y itself. The net stresses will be at n minus sigma x minus sigma 3 sigma y is equal to minus 3 sigma 4 sigma, and that at h 4 plus 3 sigma plus 3 y and plus 4 sigma is equal to plus 4 sigma. So at n it is compressive, and at s it is tensile in nature itself. And hence, hence, when a thin tube and with a hole is subjected to pure torsion, in the direction shown as above, at point such as S, there will be tensile and 4 times the signal shear stress in the tube itself. The tensile stress is increasing due to the presence of a hole. Tensile stress is increasing 4 times than that of shear stress in the tube itself. So that is the importance of the presence of a hole or the presence of the stress concentration effect. Now all these factors, it is obvious that the hole was small compared with the width of the plate. It was very small and compared to the width of the plate and was far from the loaded end. That problem of the hole of a plate is finite width. It also be solved theoretically, but in next figure, if we have a plate like the horizontal is loaded horizontally by 4 sigma x, and a small hole exists, there is a hole of diameter c, radius c is equal to, and what we see, the whole of a thin plate which has a solved, has to be solved theoretically, which is very thin. But here, if the radius c here is equal to the half of width, that is half width of the plate. This is the width of the plate from here to here, half of the width. So total width would be 2 into b, and half from is the load c. If the radius c of the hole is equal to b by 2, this radius c is equal to b by 2. From the radius exists from here to almost here. This is b by 2 here, from center to here. It is almost, its radius exists goes up to the half of the plate itself. So what happens? Where this then distance of straight edge from the center of the hole, and the plate is subjected to uniform tensile stress sigma at the end. Then sigma 0 at the point n, and M. What is N here and M? The sigma 0 is equal to N equal to 4.3 sigma, and here it is 4.3 sigma, and here it is only 0.75 sigma. As per the exact theory, what we have here, we are having a plate subjected to a tensile stress, horizontal tensile stress, and we have a hole whose diameter is equal to half. Diameter C is equal to half of the width, half width of the plate itself. Means diameter becomes b by 2. In that case, we can calculate the sigma 0 of the stress induced at N at this point is 4.3 sigma. Means for more than 4 times standard that of this induced sigma, and where sigma 0 is all less than the induced sigma itself, only 0.75 sigma. This is for a finite plate with a hole. The stress sigma 0 at N is more than for a large plate that with then the width 2 into b tends to infinity with a hole itself. So sigma 0 N is more than the large plate, then the width tends to width to b means this total width tends to infinity, means going to be it's too big a plate. When going, it's going to be too big a plate itself. Now, let us go for a plate with an elliptical hole. This is the plate with an elliptical hole itself. This figure shows what we have. This is the this plate is placed horizontally, and external force acting. It is tensile in nature, reacting leftwards, and it has a elliptical hole, and whose measured diameter is A, and minus diameter is equal to B. And we are interested to know the point stress here. So the plate is now the plate is subject to the uniform tension C at the end. For exact analysis of the problem gives us, this is the exact analysis defined as exact analysis. This problem gives us the magnitude of stress at the point N here. This is N. Magnitude of the stress at the point N is the measure at the major axis of the ellipse is equal to, this is the major axis of the ellipse equal to Y, and minus axis of the ellipse goes to X. So sigma star is equal to sigma 1 plus 2 into BA by B. Means the ratio of major dimension and minor diameter multiplied by 2, add it to 1, and then multiplied with the sigma, we'll get the value of stress here. And where A is the semi-major axis, or well, you can say this is also semi-major axis, B is the semi-minor axis of the ellipse itself. As this stress sigma 0 or sigma theta at the end of the major axis keeps increasing, the ellipse becomes more and more slender. Means major axis, semi-major axis A is increasing, and semi-minor axis is B is decreasing. Thus, this ellipse becomes slender, longer in length here, and width and shorter in length at the portion itself. When the uniaxial tension at the time when B tends to 0, means this width is almost 0, and this stress tends to almost infinity itself. Then when B is equal to B, is almost a circle, it is generated in a circle, then sigma 0 again equal to 3. This is equal to 1. 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. Again, that will become sigma 0 equals 3. The stress sigma 0 at the ends of major axis increasing, the ellipse becomes more and more slender. At the limit, what is the limit itself? When B, the width of the half measured minor axis tends to 0, almost equal to 0, it is their stress tends to infinity itself. When B tends to 0, so that is what is this? B, what is B tends to 0, then this sigma 0 tends to infinity itself. So when the uniaxial tension sigma is along the major axis of the ellipse, the maximum value of sigma 0 occurs at the tips of X. Well, if the x of the s of the major axis value is equal to sigma 1 plus 2 by a. This is the tips of s of the minus axis. This is the maximum stress occurs here at this point here. And in this case, when it becomes very narrow, that is b tends to 0, b tends to 0, the value of sigma 0 tends to sigma itself. The narrow slit is along the direction of the external loading itself. When ellipse becomes very narrow, means b tends to almost 0, the value of sigma 0 tends to sigma, and the narrow slit is along the direction of external loading. There is a narrow slit along the direction of external loading. With the plate with the elliptical is subject to pure shear parallel to the x and y axis, equivalent to subjecting the plate to tensile stress sigma is equal to shear at pi by 4 and compressive stress minus sigma 3 pi by 4 to the x-axis is as shown here in the bottom plate. The next solution from the then what is comes when the I am telling you again, when an elliptical hole is subjected to a pure shear stress tau, subject to the x and y axis, where this is the tau axis, it's the tau. This shear stress pointing rightwards, this is negative pointing leftwards. And what happens? Pure shear means there is no tensile stress itself, parallel to x and y axis. This is parallel to x axis, and this is parallel to, there will be a sign here, this is parallel to y axis itself. Tau parallel to y axis itself. And it is equal to subject to the plate to a tensile stress sigma is equal to tau at pi by 4, means 45 degree, and minus the compressive minus tau is equal to 3 pi by 4, means 135 degree itself. The solution from the theory of elasticity shows that the stresses at the tip of both major and minor axis, that is point N, this is the major axis, tip at the major axis, point S, tip of the minor axis, are both 0. The stresses here reduces to 0. The value of the maximum stress will be induced sigma star is equal to sigma into a plus b whole squared by ab and minus a plus b whole by ab itself. The maximum is a sigma multiplied by the whole square by 2 divided by ab, and minimum is sigma a plus b divided by ab itself. This occurs at points whose location depends on the ratio b by n. This location is depending on the ratio b by n itself. When the ellipse becomes very narrow, the value of sigma becomes very high, and the points where they occur are close to the tip of the major axis itself. Now, it becomes clear that y cracks perpendicular to the direction of tensile loading due to spread tends to spread. Hence, cracks perpendicular direction of tensile load tends to spread because compressive stress there is increasing to a considerable extent. So maximum stress in the case of a circular hole is finite, stress concentration factor being 3 to prevent spreading of crack. Maximum load is the stress induced will be 3 times the external load itself. And we have to use this equation to prevent spreading of crack. Small holes are drilled at the ends of a crack itself. Plates with small holes drilled in the end of the crack. Plates with semicircular groove subject to the tension as shown earlier also experience stress concentration as stated earlier. Experience revealed that the stresses at the point M and N are nearly 3 times the stress at the ends of the plate as the radius R of the groove is very small in comparison to the width D of the minimum section itself. It is also already shown in the curve 10 to 3 is equal to R by 2 tends to 0 itself. Now, all the conclusions which have been so far regarding the stress distribution are that the maximum stress are within the elastic limit of the, we have to assume, and maximum stresses are within the elastic limit under materials under test. Beyond the elastic limit, the distribution of stress depends on the ductility of the material itself, means how much it will increase without increasing size, without breaking the matter. Ductility means how much it increases in length or width without breaking the matter, and where it cannot be restored, but it will not break the material or make the material, make this original material useless. A ductile material can be stretched considerably beyond the elastic limit because we can do it considerably beyond the elastic limit with a great increase in stress itself. Hence, the stresses tend to get distributed more and more uniformly as the member was get stretched. This is the reason why, in case of ductile material, holes, notches, grooves do not affect the ultimate strength of the material. Stresses are gradually distributed. It is carried by other portion of the other portion of the your parent beam or parent strip, and thus the presence of ductile holes, notches are not important for the strength of the material in the ductile hole. But brittle material, the stress concentration caused the grooves and fillet remains up to the point of breaking. There are no distribution of stress. Stress cannot be distributed here. This is the reason why the brittle materials with grooves and fillets show a lower ultimate strength and strength as compared to members with no geometrical changes. But in the case of glass, which a brittle metal, fine surface stretches do not produce a noticeable weakening effect. Though at the beginning of the sport, fine scratches, the stress magnitude should be quite high. As an explanation, it is said that common glass is natural state has any microscopic crack and defect, and that a few additional ones derivatively caused does not substantially affect the strength itself. Well, okay. This is the end of today's class. I'll go for the next other portion. The next portion is